So today we're rebuilding the Philadelphia Eagles, and you may be like, wait, who is this guy? This is Bengals channel. This isn't Bengals. So Bengals having some PC troubles. His laptop is going out. He had to order a new PC, and he's struggling to record videos. He did stream some Dolphins franchise on his Twitch. And he's going to upload there. So basically, every time he records, it desyncs the audio, and it'll just make the video just awful if he made videos. So thankfully, Bengals letting me do a rebuild on his channel. This is a huge opportunity for me. He is the king of rebuilds. So don't expect me to do as good as him. He is the king. So yeah, stop talking about that. I'm going to introduce myself. All right, I'm Andy, otherwise known on the internet as ATH. And me and Bengal have known each other since like Madden 16. But I obviously haven't blown up like he has. I have a small YouTube channel. ATH links will probably be in the description. I also have a podcast called Dead Channel Duo. You can go to deadchannelduo.com or on YouTube, just search Dead Channel Duo. Sorry, there's a dog barking in the background. But yeah, so the podcast, we talk entertainment, sports. We have a weekly film club series where we pick a movie and review that. So if that interests you, go ahead and check it out. So I'm going to stop plugging myself. And let's get into this rebuild of the Philadelphia Eagles. We are an 84 overall team, 93 offense, 83 defense. We are already one of the better teams in the league, which does benefit the rebuilding purposes, but I want to kind of, help them, I guess retool them to the Super Bowl. So let's take a look at the roster. Obviously, we have Carson Wentz at the quarterback position, 83 overall with star development. Star development's actually lower than I thought he'd be, but I guess because of the injury concerns and all that, it is lower. We also have Jordan Howard, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement, and Miles Sanders for some reason is all the way down there. I'm going to put him at the number 2. Rookie halfback Miles Sanders should be, he's the starting running back in real life, but since Jordan Howard's a higher overall, he is starting over him. Also, Miles Sanders only has normal development, so I doubt he'll develop into anything in this, unlike in real life where I think he's a stud. A wide receiver core where we got Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, Nelson Aguilar, JJ Arcega, Whiteside. He does have hidden development, which is nice. Out of these pieces, I'm probably going to try to move on from Alshon and Deshaun Jackson. They're just aging pieces. Alshon's 29 years old. He has a big contract. Just kind of need to move on from them. If I'm trying to win like 1 or 2 years, I think I should probably keep him. I don't know how. I'm not for sure how long his contract is, Alshon Jeffries. Let's check that out. He has 5 years remaining. Maybe I keep him. Unless I need to build cap, I'll keep Alshon Jeffrey. But Deshaun Jackson's definitely out the door. Nelson Aguilar, maybe. JJ Arcega Whiteside's here to stay. And we also have Zach Ertz, a top 3 tight end in the league. Superstar, X-Factor ability. And, yeah, why would I move on from him? He's 28 years old, has Superstar X-Factor. The dude's a monster. We also have Dallas Goedert behind him. I'll probably trade Goedert just simply because he's not going to get much playing time. He is a starting fullback right now, but I don't think the backup tight end in rebuilds does that much to help out the team, and he's 80 overall star development, so he may have some trade value. Moving on to the offensive line, we have Jason Peters, the old man, 37-year-old Jason Peters. We're definitely going to have to move on from him if we can, if anyone's even interested. And right behind him is rookie left tackle Andre Dillard, which he'd probably be our starter this coming year, which kind of sucks because he's only 6'9" overall and has normal development. Moving on from the complete opposite of Jason Peters, we have the young Isaac Seumalo at the left guard position. He's only 7 overall with normal development. We're only going to have to simply move on from him because he has normal development. I'm sure Eagles fans are a huge fan of him, but, simply for rebuild purposes, we're going to move on. And then we have the big 3, Jason Kelsey, Brennan Brooks, Lane Johnson, all superstar abilities, all probably going to stay on the team. So, yeah, pretty solid. And also, Vaitai, 68 overall, he's down here. Maybe he has trade value. I doubt it, but maybe. But moving on to the defense, we have Andrew Sendejo, Malcolm Jenkins at the safety positions. Pretty solid. Malcolm Jenkins, 92 overall. He's getting up there in age. I might have to move on from him, which I know Philadelphia fans are probably going to get mad about because they love Malcolm Jenkins. But I know I'm kind of forced to move on from him. We also have Rodney McLeod behind him and Jonathan Cyprin as our backup safeties. All right pieces behind there. I mean, McLeod has star development, so it's all right. And linebacker, we have Zach Brown and Nigel Bradham. Both 29 years old. I'm probably going to move on from them as well. It's a bit, this defense is pretty old. There's a lot of just aging pieces that we're going to move on from and re-tinker to make the team younger. And Akuma Grugier Hill over here, he's a young 73 overall, normal development, left outside linebacker. he's here to stay. He might develop into something nice. He is coming into his 3rd year. So that'll be fun to see. Quarterback-wise, Ronald Darby, Avonte Maddox, Jalen Mills, Sidney Jones. Not the best cornerback group, but it's manageable. It's manageable, and they're all super young. So that's great for rebuild purposes because they're not going to degress in overall. And they also all have star development, which is also great. Moving on to the best part of the team, the defensive line. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, Derek Barnett are all the starters on the D-line. All monsters. Fletcher Cox does have superstar X-Factor ability. Something y'all probably don't want to hear. I probably had to move on from Brandon Graham. Maybe. I mean, I doubt I'll get any value back for like what he's worth. And then I might have to move on from Malik Jackson. Also, Josh Sweat and Vinny Curry and Akeem Smith are behind them. Just normal development guys that really aren't going to turn into anything, but are notable. Like, I want to trade Brandon Graham just simply because he's getting up there. But at the same time, I don't think I'll get a good return value. So I may keep him. Oh, and also Jake Elliott and Cam Johnston as the punter and kicker. So yeah, let's hop into some quick trades. Before that, I'm going to check free agency. I know it's kind of cheesy to check free agency. Yeah, Andrew Luck is here. I'm glad I checked this out. I am going to go in here, sign him, delete his contract, put him free agents, and force him to retire. Because on Bengals Vikings rebuild, they automatically picked up Andrew Luck, and he made the playoffs. So we don't want that happening. Beyond that, all the free agents are all just old. Eric Berry is interesting. I love him in real life, but I'm not going to touch that. Our first move, we're moving Deshaun Jackson and Miles Sanders to the Washington Redskins. Moving Deshaun Jackson back to the Washington Redskins because that went well the first time. And we pick up their first round draft pick, projected 10th overall. It sucks moving Miles Sanders, but the Redskins were the only team interested in him, and they had medium interest. So, and I didn't feel like he was going to develop anything because he only has normal development. So I just felt like I had to move him. And we pick up a first-round draft pick in this move, so I like that. Our next move, we're moving Dallas Goedert and Jalen Mills to the Buffalo Bills for their first-round pick, projected 4th overall, and their 5th-round pick. And then moving on from Jalen Mills, but he was our 4th-string cornerback. Didn't going to get any play. Like, both these players weren't going to get any playing time because they were both backups. So pick a first-round, trading them for players that aren't going to play. You know, I'll take that any day. If this trade goes through, it'll be the dumbest thing ever. Yep, it went through. Jason Peters and a 5th-round draft pick for the projected 1st overall pick in the draft. I know moving on from Jason Peters does suck, but he's, 37 years old. He's going to retire, obviously, and picking up the 1st overall pick in the draft. I'll take it. It does hurt our offense a lot this season because, we don't have that big brute in the left tackle position, but for the future, that's a huge move for us. We're going to try to actually get a player with these trades. Moving on from Brandon Graham, I know I said I couldn't get much value from him, but we're bringing in Saquon Barkley, trading Brandon Graham, Tin Jernigan, and a 3rd-round draft pick. So the D-line loses some depth there, loses a huge piece in Brandon Graham, but we bring on Saquon Barkley, arguably the best running back in the league, and I'll take that. Carson Wentz, Alshon Jeffrey, Saquon Barkley. It's Saquon in Philadelphia. Giants fans are probably mad. I'm moving Malcolm Jenkins, Corey Clement for the projected 3rd overall pick from the Cincinnati Bengals. Moving on from Malcolm Jenkins, it's bittersweet. All these moves are all bittersweet. But, we're building up a pretty decent draft capital. Let's check out all of our picks. We have the projected 1, 3, 4, 10, and 27. Pretty solid. We might try to move up with that 27th pick because I feel like this team is going to compete in year 1. For some reason, our number 1 team need is a quarterback. Yeah. Okay, we have Carson Wentz. I know he's an injury liability, but, I'm obviously playing with injuries off, so Carson Wentz kind of cheesy. But also, who's to say Carson Wentz doesn't come back and stays healthy forever? You never know. Wild things have happened before. Wild things have happened before, not wilder things. Just wild things in general. I'm moving the 27th pick and Akeem Spence up to the 5th pick projected from the Arizona Cardinals. So our draft capital just got that much better. We projected 1, 3, 4, 5, and 10 in the 1st round. That's unfair. I'm moving Andrew Sendejo, Jordan Howard, and a 7th-round draft pick for David DeCastro. So this O-line is looking pretty sick now. And I think that's all I'm going to do for trades. I don't want to go overboard. I picked up a million 1st-round draft picks. But I think that's going to be it for the retooling, generate best lineup. And we're going to move Sayamalu to left tackle, which IRL, I don't think that he'll do that. If anything, he'll move to center whenever Jason Kelsey leaves. Or he'll stay at left guard. But that O-line just looks nasty. And behind it is Saquon Barkley, Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz's targets are Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and Zach Ertz. This offense is sick, and we need to get a fullback because Darren Sproles is definitely not going to be our starting fullback. The defensive side of the ball is a lot worse than it was, but, I mean, this offense should hopefully carry the way. I'll see some random fullback. Trey Mason, former running back. I guess Trey Mason, former running back, you can come on and be our starting fullback, which I don't think matters at all, but I just don't like the fact that I have Darren Sproles starting there. And also, we have no running back depth, so LeGarrette Blount's here. Yeah, we'll bring back LeGarrette Blount. Welcome back to Philadelphia Eagles, LeGarrette. You know, since we're going overboard, I might as well just sign on Eric Berry because we do need the safety depth. I don't normally, but I actually think we could compete for a Super Bowl right here with this team. So that's the only reason I'm signing him. We also need 2 wide receivers and 2 linebackers. I know Dez Bryant's here. We're not going to sign Dez Bryant. Pierre Garçon. Torrey Smith, we'll bring him back to Philadelphia. Just as we're bringing people back, like LeGarrette Blount, Torrey Smith, you can come back too. And you know, why not Jordan Matthews come back to Philadelphia? Why not? As we're re-signing players and all. We're also going to bring on Shane Ray, the edge rusher. Hopefully he does something. And the absolute beast, the monster, Manti Te'o, can join the squad. So that kind of fills out our roster. And let's simulate to the midway point of the season. Let me quickly generate best lineup. Let's simulate to the midway point of the season and see where we're at. This team is sick. All right, the midway point of the season, we're 4-3-1. We actually got a tie. That seems to be happens all the time in rebuilds. I don't know why. But 4-3-1, there's nothing to be mad about that. We are what? The Cowboys are 5-1-1. The Giants are 5-3. The Giants are 5-3. No offense to Bengal, but lol. They beat the Giants, they beat the Bucks, Redskins, they beat the Patriots. Let me check the Giants roster. They still have Eli Manning. So losing Saquon Barkley, okay. Losing Saquon, they turn into a 5-3 team. Wow. Look at how competitive this division is, though. Insanely competitive. All right, out of all the players I want to re-sign, I'm definitely want to try to bring back Nelson Aguilar and Ronald Darby. Anything else that looks interesting? Definitely, I'll bring back Jake Elliott just because keep him at our kicker position. And also Grugier Hill. I'll re-sign him whenever the time needs be. So fun fact, I actually don't have any cap room to offer anybody on contracts. I assume because all the free agents I signed. So let's simulate to the... Actually, before we get there, I need to scout. We obviously don't need a quarterback, and there's no quarterbacks at the top of the board. Where's the first quarterback? The first quarterback's projected 30. Wow, not a good quarterback class. But we can, we can take a left in. That guy looks good. I'm just going to quickly do some people right here. And, yeah, this is basically all the pieces we're going to look at. Maybe not really a wide receiver. That guy looks awesome. 6'5". All right, that guy might be on the radar. Yeah, this draft class kind of sucks, but look at all these wide receivers. I just realized there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers in the top 15. Wild. We did not make the playoffs. What? So we did not make the playoffs at all with an 82 overall team, 89 offense, 83 defense. That is wild. We went 8-7 and 1, obviously, because we did get that tie. That is wild. The Dallas Cowboys go 10-5-1, and look at this division's still super competitive. I know the Cowboys kind of got away with 2 wins over everybody else, but we didn't make the play. How did we not make the playoffs? I probably did some dumb thing. But here's the statistics. Carson Wentz threw for 3,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Definitely should have got that yardage up. Rushing wise, though, Saquon Barkley. Oh, Saquon went off. That's why the passing yards were down. Saquon Barkley, 1,600 yards and 14 touchdowns. He also fumbled the ball once, which you hate to see. But Saquon Barkley, I guess it's just a run offense. Receiving wise, Alshon Jeffrey with 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Zach Ertz also gets 7 touchdowns. J.J. Arcega, Whiteside, the rookie, picks up 5 himself, with Nelson Aguilar picking up 6. Blocking wise, did we give up a lot of sacks? Our left tackle Sayamalu gave up 10, which is unfortunate. Defense side of the ball, though, Zach Brown led us with 110 tackles. Nigel Bradham with 104 right behind him. Tackles for loss, we had 15 by Derek Barnett coming into his third year. Fletcher Cox picks up 13. Zach Brown and Malik Jackson get 10 themselves. Quarterback sacks, 7.5. Our leader is look at the defensive tackles getting to the quarterback. Malik Jackson with 7.5. Fletcher Cox was 7. Shane Ray, that free agent, we picked up a 3.5. Other than our D tackles, it was kind of disappointing. Kind of disappointing on the sack side of the ball. Interceptions, we had Eric Berry with 4, Avonte Maddox with 4, Zach Brown with 2, Jonathan Cyprin with 1, and Rudy Ford with 1. Eric Berry, the free agent, coming in and absolutely, it's kind of sad we didn't make the playoffs for him. And he also scored a touchdown, probably on pick 6. It's kind of sad we didn't get to the playoffs for Eric Berry. He's probably going to retire. So MVP goes to Josh Allen. And Mitchell Trubisky and Josh Allen finished 1 and 2 for MVP. Okay, that's kind of wild. We didn't go anywhere close to the MVP award, but 7 and 9, and you win MVP. Offensive Player of the Year. Do we have anybody up for contention? Saquon Barkley finishes 8th. Jimmy Garoppolo comes in at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack wins it over Aaron Donald. Zach Brown coming in at number 8 for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Kyler Murray wins it. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Kyler Murray wins it. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, though. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. EA, you want to explain yourself? I'm just... What? We also had the 10th best offense and the 22nd best defense, but maybe that's why we didn't make the playoffs, because EA thinks Darren Sproles and Michael Crabtree are rookies. As a 49ers fan, I wish Michael Crabtree was a rookie when I played in that NFC Championship game. And the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. All right. So here we go, signing the guys. We actually have some cap space. Probably Eric Berry wants to re-sign. Shane. I mean, Eric Berry, he had a great season for us. He wants a 3-year deal. Oh, maybe. I'll offer him a 1-year deal. So for some reason, our cap space is completely demolished. I don't know why our cap space is demolished. It kind of hinders us with $33 million in penalties. So that's super unfortunate. That means Ronald Darby, Nelson Aguilar, Eric Berry, Shane Ray, all these guys are gonna have to walk. Maybe I can re-sign Jake Elliott. Please let me re-sign Jake Elliott. Dude, we're negative 16 mil in cap. Oh man, this is awful. Actually, this sucks. Yeah, negative $15 million cap room. I don't know why, but here's the free agents that we could have gone after: Kareem Hunt, Kendall Fuller, Chris Jones, Hunter Henry, Ryan Shazier, Yannick Ngakoue would have been nice, but all our players are gonna walk because for some reason we just have no money. I don't know why. Maybe some of you can explain that in the comments down below what I did wrong. But the team lost a bunch of pieces because we don't have any money. So I guess, I could potentially. I'm so far down the cap space. Is there a way I could free up some space? Why is Carson Wentz a negative $43.3 million cap hit? Also, I don't know what the negative sign means. But if his contract's, why is his contract so high? Yeah, his contract's not that big. I don't know what's going on. So remember when I was like, this team should be pretty easy to rebuild. This may be what hinders us. We can't sign anyone for agency. We're going to go to the draft where we have a ton of draft capital, and hopefully that helps out with all the pieces we lost. So there's our team going into the draft. We kind of need a wide receiver number 2. I mean, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside does have star development. He is there, but other than that, there's no other wide receivers, and this draft class is super stacked with wide receivers. We also need a right outside linebacker, some safeties desperately. We need a cornerback to supplement the loss of Ronald Darby, and we also desperately need a right end. So hopefully we can find that in the draft. If this draft class is awful, that is going to be super unfortunate. As we do have the first overall pick in the draft, we also have the 6th overall pick in the draft, and let's see who's on the board. All right, with our first overall pick, we're going to pick Chauncey Miller out of Oklahoma. Right end is A- tackle, B+ pursuit, B+ awareness, and had a pretty good combine score. So please be something decent, Chauncey Miller. He's the 4th ranked player in the draft. Drafted him number 1 overall. He has hidden development, and he's 76 overall. He's also 4th ranked 76, which that's kind of low. And we have a ton of draft capital, which kind of sucks. But that's a huge piece that we desperately needed. Moving on to the 6th pick, we also have the 10th pick after that. It looks like the 12th pick after that. And we're going to pick Floyd Klein out of Stanford, the 6'5" wide receiver. They ran a 4.45. He led in vert jump with a 41-inch vert, 41.5-inch vert. He also led in broad jump. He has A- release, A- spec catch, A- catch in traffic. Projected early first round of Floyd Klein. Hidden development, ranked 14 in the draft. Draft time at number 6. Floyd Klein, welcome to the team. Definitely looks like a monster. Our next pick at number 12 is going to be Roland Northcutt. What a name. Out of South Carolina, he is a Gamecock. He had a very impressive combine, finishing top 4 in mostly everything. He also has good top 3 skills, B+ everywhere. It's projected late first round, but here we go. 71 overall. It does have hidden development, which does mean star or better. Ranked 28th in the draft. Drafted him at number 10. I mean, kind of sucks that we kind of reached, but he does have hidden development. So, star or better. That's awesome. And then we have the number 12 pick after that as the defensive tackle goes. There is no cornerbacks in this draft all the cornerbacks in this draft are awful. I mean, apparently Keyshawn Smith is decent. He's projected 2nd round. We might have to pick him up with the 2nd round, 19th overall pick. Or maybe pick him at 20 overall. I don't know. Are we going to kind of reach for this early 2nd round projected player? Antoine Mathis out of Auburn had sick combine, super athletic, and he's a safety, strong safety. We kind of need a safety. And he's 76 overall with hidden development, ranked 9th in the draft. We didn't reach for anything. Welcome to the team, Antoine Mathis. Hidden development. Let's go, man. We haven't missed on a single pick yet. And yeah, we're going to pick Keyshawn Smith out of Northern Illinois. He's the only cornerback worth anything. 70 overall with hidden development, ranked 32nd in the draft. Drafted at number 20, but he was the only cornerback that didn't have just awful top 3 skills. So Keyshawn Smith, welcome to the team. And he also has star better development. Every single player we've drafted actually has star better development. And in the 2nd round, we're going to pick. And with our 2nd round pick, we're going to pick Kyle Pelage, left tackle. He has pretty good top 3 skills. Hopefully he is something. Kyle Pelage, normal development, ranked 32nd in the draft. We did get him at a good value. Drafted him at 51, ranked 34. 69 overall normal development does kind of suck. But he's our starting left tackle right now, so he'll fill right in. We have a couple more picks in the draft, but I'm just going to sit to the end of it and let the CPU pick whoever they want. Probably just a bunch of bums. But pretty sick draft, if you ask me. It was super unfortunate we had the cap room error. I really don't know if that was a glitch or something. You guys should probably let me know in the comments and call me just call me dumb. Be like, hey man, listen, I'm struggling over my words. You could have cut Carson Wentz and had this much cap space. I don't know. All right, here's our team going into the next year. I did realize I completely forgot we had Andre Dillard, so the Pelage pick was kind of dumb. Andre Dillard is our starting left tackle, but the offense looks the exact same. We probably should pick up a tight end and a backup halfback in free agency because those are kind of important backups. Moving on to the defense side of the ball where we looked awful, but look at this. Antoine Mathis looking like a monster already. Roland Northcutt also looked awesome. We have no linebacker depth. We literally just have the starters. Nigel Bradham's a backup left outside linebacker. So we kind of need some linebacker depth to pick up. We need safety depth. Not signing anyone free agency does really hurt your squad. And then Chauncey Miller joins this D-line. Hopefully he's something special. He's got star better development, so hopefully something. And please tell me we have some cap space to work with in free agency. Oh, Eli Apple's a free agent. No, just for the memes, because Bengal loves him so much, I'll sign Eli Apple to the squad. Yeah, you must clear $17.33 million of cap room before making this deal. Oh my god. I'm kind of sick to my stomach making this trade, but I have to. We traded 97 overall superstar X Factor Fletcher Cox. Oh my god. We had to. He was a $12 million cap hit, and we get the projected first overall pick from the Dolphins, but we only have $1 million in cap room now. What is going on? Who are these huge cap hits? This has got to be the worst rebuild I've ever done, and it's unfortunate I'm doing this on Bengal's channel. Sorry. The Rebuild King, I'm failing hard on your channel. It looks like everybody's cap room is messed up. I think it's a glitch with the game. Moving Nigel Bradham because he made $8 million and he's only 76 overall. And a 4th-round draft pick for the 1st-round pick from the Cleveland Browns. And I did this to free up $9 million cap space. All that moves just so I can sign some free agents because we had no depth. I also got to be cautious for these players' cap hits. I guess I got to... CJ Procise. Dude, these guys... CJ Procise, I guess, could be our backup halfback. We're going to bring up Ibrahim Campbell to be our free safety. Man, we kind of got screwed over. So this is our team going into year number 2. The offense still looking amazing. We brought in CJ Procise to be our backup halfback and starting fullback, which is, he will not do that in real life, obviously. We got super screwed over by the cap room. This defense, like we have some pieces. We have some star development pieces, but this defense is kind of bad. So, dude, this might be the worst rebuild ever. Why is this so bad? We're something like to the midway point of the season and see where we're at. Hopefully the offense just carries the defense and we'll be like the Oklahoma of the NFL and just have an offense and just the worst defense ever. We moved to the midway point of the season. We currently have a bye, so I can't check our record. We're 2-6. We're 2-6. I don't think we have any cap room to bargain these guys back. And now we have $32 million in cap. Okay, here we go. So we try to bring back Brandon Brooks. He'd like more money. We're bringing back Derek Barnett and Sidney Jones. Brandon Brooks, we're going to have to discuss more of a contract. But I don't know where this you guys explain to me what happened with the cap. We're going to have to make this go a couple extra years and try to win a Super Bowl. 2-6. 2-6. And the rest of, we can still win the division. It's possible. I don't know if how awful this is going is more interesting or worse. But hopefully we can clutch this up. All right, similar to the playoffs. Hopefully some way we make the playoffs and this doesn't look as embarrassing as it is. Because this has got to be the worst rebuild ever. And yeah, we don't make the playoffs. Where did we finish? We finished 8-8. Okay, we finished a lot better than expected. The New York Giants win the division, finishing 9-7. Okay, we're now up to a 93 overall offense. That defense, though, one off season just working purely on the defense. Maybe help us out. Let's check out the stats list at this point. We have the 5th best offense in football. I assume the worst defense. Go ahead, 19th worst. It wasn't that bad. It's better than what I thought. So here's a look at the offense. We had 3,700 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions by Carson Wentz. Rushing wise, Saquon Barkley still beasting, 1,800 yards and 13 touchdowns by Saquon Barkley, a long of 90. There we go, Saquon. Receiving wise, our rookie Floyd Klein led us in receiving yards with 935 yards and 8 touchdowns. Alshon Jeffrey, pretty much non-existent compared to his normal standards. And then J.J. Arcega-Whiteside picks up 8 touchdowns himself. Blocking-wise, Steve gave up sacks, 15 by Andre Dillard. Other than that, our O-line was awesome. Defensive side of the ball, Mason Foster led us with 105 tackles. Tackles for loss, 12 by Derek Barnett, 12 by Malik Jackson. Sacks, Malik Jackson led us with 7.5 sacks. Derek Barnett's right there. Chauncey Miller, our rookie, had 9 tackles for loss and 3.5 sacks. And also our rookie, Roland Northcutt, had 3 sacks and 2 tackles for loss himself. Interceptions. Cravon LeBlanc, definitely mispronounced that guy's name, had 2 interceptions. Avonte Maddox had 2. Our rookie, Roland Northcutt, Nicholas Morrow, Mark Barron, Sidney Jones, and Ibrahim Campbell all get an interception themselves. Forced fumble, Sidney Jones and Avonte Maddox force a fumble. Avonte Maddox recovers his, and we do not get a defensive touchdown. So maybe we'll be up for awards. Saquon definitely might win MVP as we get to the MVP award. Dak Prescott of the Indianapolis Colts, interesting, wins MVP. Where's Saquon's not even top 10. Wild. He doesn't even finish top 10 in Offensive Player of the Year. And Teddy Bridgewater's the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. I don't know. This is the weirdest rebuild I've ever done. Quan Alexander was Defensive Player of the Year, which is awesome as a 49er fan. Also, Fred Warner comes in for the 49ers linebacker core, elite. But we're not talking about them. This is the Eagles rebuild. But what a weird year. Quan Alexander, Bobby Wagner, Roquan Smith, Fred Warner, Jalen Smith, Anthony Barr. Only linebackers in the top 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, our guy Floyd Klein comes in at number 2. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had 2, 3, 4. And there we go. 2, 3, 4. Roland Northcutt, Antoine Mathis, and Chauncey Miller all missed out on the number 1 spot. Pretty weird year. We finished 8-8. But this is the weirdest rebuild I've ever done in my entire life. I'm moving to the offseason where we might actually have some money to go out there and sign players, unlike last year. And Brandon Brooks wants to test free agency. That's going to be a huge loss if he leaves us. Are we going to free agency? We only have $9 million, but it's a lot better than negative $15 million. Check out the free agents. There's Trent Williams, Keanu Neal with Superstar X Factor is there. Brandon Brooks, Richard Sherman, Samson Mbukum, Will Fuller, Leonard Fournette, James White. Not that great. We might have to bring back Malcolm Jenkins, and we would move Antoine to free safety. We got some interesting moves to make. We're going to try to trade Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey to free up some cap space. Alshon Jeffrey, he had an awful year. He's done 82 overall, and Zach Ertz is just a huge cap hit. So, yeah, I think we got to win now. We're in a win-now situation. We have to win this year. Our Zach Ertz, this Nelson character, and a 6th-round draft pick for the 7th overall pick. Not projected because, the season's over. So, free up a lot of cap space right there. We're going to try to free up some more. Dude, Malik Jackson's also a huge cap hit. Yeah, we're moving on from him. I wish I knew that before. Moving Alshon Jeffrey, a 3rd and a future 4th for the 6th pick in the draft. So, yeah, we're just trying to free up space. I don't want to move on from this O-line. We have a ton of money in the O-line. And yeah, we're trying to just clutch this up and win now. All right, moving on from Malik Jackson. We threw a 1st round and a 3rd from next year to move. We got the 2nd overall pick in this draft. We're throwing contract at Delaney. We're throwing super cheap deals at Delaney Walker, Richard Sherman, and Brandon Brooks. Throwing super cheap deals at them. Hopefully they sign on. I highly doubt it. And Brandon Brooks comes back on a super cheap deal. Okay. We're still the only one offering in Delaney Walker and Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman's 88 overall. Hopefully we can bring him on. It's a super cheap deal, so I highly doubt it. Simply another week. And Richard Sherman comes on. Let's go. And Delaney Walker. I mean, there's also Greg Olsen there. We do need someone to fill in for Zach Ertz. And with all these moves, we are currently in a win-now situation as Delaney Walker does sign on with us. Here's the team heading into the draft. Carson Wentz up to an 85 overall, Saquon 97, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside 81, and our rookie Klein is a 79 overall, but we don't have any wide receivers behind them. Might want to look towards wide receiver, maybe, or just completely look at the defense side of the ball. Here's the defense. Roland Northcutt has Superstar X Factor. Okay, Roland Northcutt. There we go. And who's this? Oh, Keyshawn Smith. Our other guy has Superstar X Factor. Or not X Factor, just Superstar Development. Okay. Antoine Mathis has star. We need to look for safety, linebacker depth desperately. And I really just struggled. I just had a stroke while saying that. And we desperately need defensive tackle. Maybe Keyshawn Smith. Let's check out his Superstar Development. That's awesome. Let's see his ratings. He has no zone coverage. I was going to say, maybe we can move him to safety. Maybe we can move like Sidney Jones or Antoine Davis to safety. Sidney Jones doesn't have that good of zone stats. Come on, Maddox. Please have good zone stats. It's just a man defense. I mean, Richard Sherman may be the free safety. That might be a move. If we don't get a free safety in the draft, that might be the move. But Roland Northcutt. There we go. Superstar X Factor. Let's see his ability. He has selfless. I don't even know what that is. When selfless players are making their plays, their teammates are motivated to perform better when they enter the zone. So whenever he enters the zone, everybody on defense enters the zone. That's actually a pretty cool superstar ability. So here we go. Moving into the draft, we have the second pick, the 5th, 6th, and 7th pick. So we have some pretty decent draft capital there. The first overall pick goes to left end Roland Snell, 75 overall, not really missing out. So we have a bunch of holes on this wide receiver, super tempting, but we don't need it. All right, with the first overall pick, we're going to go second overall pick, we're going to go Jamar Flellens out of Oregon State. Left outside linebacker. We desperately need linebackers. He had a good combine. His hidden development, 14th ranked player. We drafted him 2nd overall. 72 overall. Jamar Flemans. Welcome to the team. And now we have the 5th pick in the draft. Our next 3 picks in the draft. This Alabama wide receiver is super tempting, but we don't need it. But we're going to go with free safety Kerry Thompson. He had a sick combine as I just accidentally hit my mic. Great top 3 skills predicted early 1st round. He's 77 overall, projected, ranked 5th, drafted him at 5, has hidden development. Welcome, Kerry Thompson, to the team. Thompson. All right, I'm going to try to see if we can trade these picks for something. There's nothing interesting in the board, but we bring on Khalil Mack, the sack attack. Not from the silver and black anymore. We trade the 6th overall pick, 2 seconds for Khalil Mack. Welcome to the team, Khalil Mack. An absolute beast. Arguably the best or second best defensive player in the league, and welcome to the team. And they draft that wide receiver I was interested in. He was 81 overall. Oh, man. That sucks. LaMichael Pruitt. What a monster. I'm moving Delaney Walker, some Kelly guy, the 7th overall pick for Von Miller. Von Miller, Roland Northcutt, Khalil Mack. What a team. What a team. And with that pick, the Denver Broncos can pick a 78 overall right tackle. So we do desperately need defensive tackles, as Perry Armstrong, defensive tackle, 69 overall, went before us. He does not look good. Like, all these players are kind of bad. We're going to go for another outside linebacker. We're going to move him to middle linebacker, ranked 15th, draft him at number 15 with hidden development. And this is... we are tinkering hard to get this done. We have to win now. Now we're going to pick Lennon Streeter, super overdrafted, protected mid-second round, but he has great top 3 skills. Hopefully he's something. Never mind. JK. You know, I come on Bengals channel, the king of rebuilds, and I do the worst rebuild I've ever done in my entire life. God dang it. Bro, why do we have so many wide receivers? So apparently the auto-fill defense decided to just give us every wide receiver under the sun. So yeah, we had to cut a bunch of dudes. All right, moving into the next season, we do need some free agents to pick up. Hopefully there's some free agents here, and hopefully we have enough cap room to sign them. All right, Greg Olsen is here. We have negative $17 million in cap. Are you kidding me? Can I even sign the cheapest contract available, or is it just gonna... Bro, this is the worst rebuild ever. Here we go into year number 3. We have literally only Saquon halfback. Our wide receivers are okay. The O-line's looking awesome. The tight end looks awful. This right tackle, for some reason, is a 70 overall tight end. So I guess you're our starting tight end now, even though you probably can't catch. Defense side of the ball, though. Look at this defense. We have 4 superstar X factors. We have 2 hidden developments, which means star better. This defense is looking nice. And this rebuild is the weirdest thing ever. And hopefully this team helps. Like, hopefully this team wins some games. Like, I don't know what to think of this team. Like, the cap room screwed us. Like, super bad. Like, I've never seen the cap do that before. All right, we're moving to the midway point of the season. Let's see where we're at. Our free safety earned an ability. See our record. We are 4-2-1. All right, we're competing. The Cowboys are 6-1. So yeah, and I'd realize we probably don't have enough cap room to re-sign Saquon. Look at all these players to re-sign. Yeah. Let's see how much cap room we have. 90 million cap. There's all our cap. I re-signed Saquon Barkley, David DeCastro, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and all the other guys wanted to rework. I'm not going to offer Avonte Maddox a contract yet, even though I should. I just got to wait till the offseason. But yeah, this team's competing, so hopefully make a playoffs. It looks like we're going to be a wild card team, if anything, because the Cowboys look to be demolishing. But similar to the playoffs, let's see where we're at. Please tell me we made the playoffs, please. We went 8-7-1 and missed the playoffs, but look at this division. The Giants won it going 8-6-2. What is going on with this rebuild, bro? All right, the Seattle Seahawks beat the Cleveland Browns in the Super Bowl. All right, we bring back Von Miller. Brandon Brooks once again wants to test free agency on us, which sucks. And we already signed Avonte Maddox. Richard Sherman wants to walk. Brandon Brooks wants to walk. I could theoretically franchise tag him for $12 million, but I feel like we can sign him for a cheaper deal in free agency anyways. So, moving on to free agency, where I've said this before. I think we have 22 million cap room. Yes, let's go. Finally, we have cap room. All right, we threw some contracts around. Hopefully, we signed some players. And Snacks Harrison rejects. Dang it. I was going to try to add Snacks because he was another Superstar X Factor ability. It would have been awesome to have another Superstar X Factor ability on defense. And it seems like everybody else is gone. And we lost out on Brandon Brooks, which does hurt our O-line a lot. All right, bring Chris Harris onto the team, another Superstar X Factor. I was just trying to add as much Superstar X Factors as we can. We're moving on to the draft, where I think I traded away my picks. Was that right? Yeah, all our picks are gone. So that sucks. We have 19 million cap. I'm going to try to make some trades like I did last time. So let's look at the current squad, the team that we've failed to make the playoffs several times with. We have no right guard, we have no left tackle. Once again, I forgot to look at the stats of last season. Frick. But, Thompson is a Superstar X Factor. Okay, let's go. We have superstar X Factors all over the place on defense. Can I still check the stats? All right, I can still check the stats. I forgot to do that going through free agency. I apologize. Carson Wentz had 3,100 yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Saquon, 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns. He was the only halfback on the team. Receiving-wise, no one does really think that great. Lane Johnson gave 9 sacks. Defense side of the ball, these stats kind of suck. This dude, Khalil Mack had 21.5 sacks. I missed that. Von Miller had 11 sacks. How does this team not make the playoffs? And I can't check the team stats. Actually, I can. And here are the yearly awards. This is the weirdest rebuild ever. Up for MVP, we don't have anybody going up there. Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley finishes 6th. Like, these guys have to be having crazy years for that. Khalil Mack comes in at 2nd, having 21.5 sacks. Von Miller at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Desmond Byard, I don't know who that is, comes in Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, James Redding, Landon Streeter there, and the Superstar X Factor guy. Oh, there he is. He's number 2. I am blind. I'm moving Keyshawn Smith, a 5th and a 7th for Ali Marpet of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and helping out that O-line. It's something we desperately need. And moving a first-round draft pick, a second-round draft pick for Isaiah Wynn. Finally getting a left tackle, something we haven't gotten this entire rebuild. I guess we're going to just simulate the draft because we don't have anyone and just see what I think we had a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round draft pick. Yeah, so continuing on, the worst rebuild ever. We're trying to clutch this up. Let's see the recap. We just completely let the free agents, or the CPU do it. Yeah, we drafted one guy, 58 overall. He's irrelevant. So here we go. What year are we on? Number 5? 4 or 5? I already forgot because this has been the weirdest draft ever. So here's our team. Carson Wentz hasn't really developed anything. Saquon Barkley, 97 overall. We still need to get a backup halfback. Our wide receiver crew, we could use a number 3, but J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Floyd Klein looking pretty nice. The O-line is the best it's ever been. We spent a bunch of money. The O-line, we're not getting sacked. And the defense side of the ball, look at how many Superstar X Factors there is. Only 3 of them are enabled. The 3 that are enabled are Von Miller's, Khalil Mack's, and Chris Harris. So hopefully that helps us. I mean, I'm pretty sure Superstar X Factor, if you had it anyways, it just helps you grow up in overall. And this defense, it looks pretty insane. Before we get into it, we need to look at the free agency again. And we need some wide receivers. We need some halfbacks. We literally only have Saquon as a halfback. Man, Richard Sherman, it was tempting. He does have Superstar X Factor. All right, Samaje Perine is coming in as our backup halfback. And we just don't have cap room to bring in anything else. We're going to have 46 players manning the field. This should be interesting. Let's simulate to the midway point of the season and see where we're at. I mean, this team is sick. All the starters, obviously. But I think fatigue is going to get the best of us. All right, we're here to the midway point of the season. We're 6-2. Finally, we're winning. Let's go. We're 6-2. We're first in the division. I'm just happy we're winning. And we obviously don't have enough money to go out there and re-sign any players. So there we go. We're winning. This might be the weirdest rebuild ever to win the Super Bowl. We're simulated to the playoffs. We're 6-2. This is the weirdest, dumbest rebuild ever. I don't know how we're at a point. We got a first round bye. There we go. Finally, we went 12-4. Finally, the team came together and did something. Let's see where we finished off amongst the other teams in the league. We finished number 3. We are 2nd seed in the NFC, as the Bills are the number 1 seed in the AFC, which is pretty interesting. But the team finally does something. I'm just super happy because of that. Let's check out the stats from the year before. We had the 12th best offense in football. And we had the best defense in football. That's what got us all these wins. Carson Wentz threw for 3,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. I want to get those yards up, but he just hasn't done that. Rushing the ball is dude, Saquon is insane. 1,741 yards, 10 touchdowns from Saquon Barkley. Receiving-wise, nobody breaks 1,000. Nobody is really special. Damian Ratley gets 9 touchdowns. Shout out to you. Other than that, no one really did anything special. Receiving-wise, blocking-wise, why did I even trade for you if you're going to give up 16? He gave up a sack a game on average. Defense side of the ball, we didn't have a 100-yard tackler, which is the defense was so good. Look at the tackle distribution. Tackles for loss, we had 14, and Khalil Mack had 22.5 sacks. Chauncey Miller picked up 8. Von Miller picked up 7.5. Interceptions-wise, Roland Northcutt picks up 2. Sidney Jones picks up 2. And Avonte Maddox, Chris Harris, Antoine Mathis, Kerry Thompson, Adonis Alexander all get an interception themselves. Forced fumbles, we had a lot of forced fumbles. Sidney Jones, Antoine Mathis, Kerry Thompson, Khalil Mack, and James Redding all forced a fumble. And defensive touchdowns, we didn't get anything. But this defense just clamped up, apparently. Let's look at the awards. Hopefully we have some defensive players of the years, maybe. MVP goes to Ezekiel Elliott. And we don't have anybody up there. Offensive player of the year, Saquon is having these insane seasons. I got to check out what Ezekiel Elliott did. Saquon Barkley had an insane season. Defensive player of the year, Khalil Mack wins it. Obviously, he's the only guy for our squad there. Offensive rookie of the year, we don't have anybody. We only drafted one rookie, so I don't even know why I'm looking. But yeah, let's check out the stats for Ezekiel Elliott, because Saquon is getting snubbed. Like, the yardage is insane by Saquon. Oh, that's why Ezekiel Elliott had 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. Wow. Ezekiel Elliott. Maybe I should have traded for him instead. But let's check out the team. Let's check out if anyone got a superstar upgrade or anything like that. Carson Wentz is up to an 88 overall, playing with morale, I assume. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's up to an 85. The offense is looking good. But I want to see the defense side of the ball. And everybody's just looking great. Look at this. This team is awesome. Northcutt's up to an 83, a middle linebacker. This team is just insane. And here we go. We're up against the 12-4 Los Angeles Rams. I think we're forced to watch the game because, you know, this is our first time making the playoffs. We're an 86 overall team. The Rams still have Todd Gurley, Aaron Donald, Robert Woods. We have Khalil Mack, Saquon Barkley, and Von Miller. What a scary trio. All right, here we go. If we have to step in, I think I have to, but we start off up 7-0. Looking pretty nice, and our defense just clamps up. Yeah, we're taking this game away. Oh, the Rams are coming back. It's a 21-17 game, but no, we take it away right there with the defensive stop. Win 31-17. There we go. I said it like 2 seasons ago, we got to win Super Bowl now. Then the season after that, I think, we got to win Super Bowl now. I don't know. My mind's that fuzzy, but yeah, we're getting there. We're winning the Super Bowl. All right, let's see who our opponent is in the NFC Championship. It is the 13-3, the number 1 seed, Chicago Bears. We got to beat them. They're an 82 overall team. They have Eddie Jackson, Kyle Fuller, and Tariq Cohen as their top 3. We're a way better team. Please give us the win. Please, EA. Just give me something. All right, here we go. Up against Chicago Bears. It's snowing. We have a snow bowl in Chicago. Khalil Mack facing his... Yo, no bullshit. They have Blake Bortles. They have Blake... There's no way. Blake Bortles is their starting quarterback? Hold on. Let me check their... Blake Bortles led the Bears to a 13-3 record. Let's check out the team around him. Yeah, there's LaMichael Pruitt, the guy that I wanted to draft up to an 87 overall. The dude's an absolute monster. But yeah, that is insane. Wow. If we lose to Blake Bortles, I mean, we should just give him the game. I'm going to be honest with you, is Robbie Blake Bortles. But we got to win the Super Bowl. If Robbie Blake Bortles starts, that was super quick scoring right there. But it's a tied game, 14-14. And we take a dude, the scoring's so fast. This Bears offense is insane. It's 21-21. It's a shootout here. We take a 27-21 lead going to the fourth quarter. Take a 2-possession lead. And there we go. We take it away, 36-28. That is the final score. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Finally, we do something in this rebuild. Let's check the stats out in the game. Blake Bortles threw 19 for 30 for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. No interceptions were thrown in this game. What a battle. Saquon Barkley with 180 yards and 1 touchdown. Tariq Cohen got 2 touchdowns himself. Khalil Mack and Von Miller both get 2.5 sacks. So that's awesome. And literally no turnovers, I think, were in this game. It was just a pure shootout. Hopefully the Super Bowl is something better. Like, I want to step into the game. Obviously, we took it away at the very end right there. Hopefully I can step into the Super Bowl and maybe choke this game away. All right, here we go. Going to the Super Bowl. Let's see who we're facing in the Super Bowl. We're going up against the 11-5 Los Angeles Chargers. I said Los Angeles, and then I thought I said San Diego for some reason. So that's unfortunate. So the Chargers, they finished 11-5. That's not how you look at their stats. You got to go through here. Let's see who's on the Chargers, as Blake Bortles was on the Bears. This is the weirdest rebuild ever. Watch. They're gonna have like before I'm gonna guess. They're gonna have Cardell Jones as their quarterback. They have Mitchell Trubisky. That's where Mitchell Trubisky went. Mitchell Trubisky had an all right season. Melvin Gordon's still there. All right. They still got Keenan Allen. All right, the Eagles and the Chargers in the Super Bowl. We're an 86 overall. They're an 83 overall. We have the overall advantage. Please, EA, please let us win. All right, here we go. The Super Bowl is in Jerry World. I'm kicking the ball off because I want to see where it was because I forgot to look before. So we're in Jerry World. The Philadelphia Eagles, if we win a Super Bowl here, that would just be awesome. Imagine how mad the Dallas fans would be of the Eagles winning a Super Bowl in their home. But here we go, starting the Super Sim. Hopefully, we can start off. Our defense starts off great, and we pick up a touchdown lead, a 14-0 lead. Let's go. Come on. Oh, we're just 2 steps ahead of this team. Oh, it's a blowout. Going in halftime, it's a blowout. And there it is. We pick up the win, 35-16. This is the weirdest rebuild ever, but we won the Super Bowl, so it worked, I guess. We won against the Los Angeles Chargers. What a rebuild. Like, we had so many... This is the first year we made the playoffs. This is the weirdest rebuild ever. But we were successful. We took the Eagles back to the Super Bowl, and we won it. I thought this was going to be a super quick rebuild. It turned out to be the weirdest rebuild ever because the cap situation kind of messed us up. But we won the Super Bowl. Let's go. All right, here's the final team. The team we did with, it was 88 overall. We had a 95 offense, 89 defense. That offense is insane. Even though our defense was the best in the league, our offense is apparently better. It's because of this O-line. I mean, Isaiah Wynn did give up a bunch of sacks this season. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's up to an 87. Like, this team is very solid. Saquon Barkley's up to an 99. And then here's the defensive ball, the bread and butter, the superstar X Factors all over the ball. Like, we have a superstar X Factor as our third-string cornerback. So, man, that's going to be the weirdest rebuild ever. Like the video. Next rebuild on this channel will definitely be Bengals. But if you want another rebuild from me, it will be more sane and less weird than that. Because that was the weirdest rebuild I've ever done in my entire life. But as I said at the beginning of the video, I'm ATH. My links are in the description. You can check out ATH. I do rebuild stuff. I have a Jaguars franchise. It's an online 32-man franchise over there. And I'm thinking about doing an offline franchise myself. So I have 2 franchises going, have rebuilds going. And I also have a podcast, Dead Channel Duo. Check it out, deadchannelduo.com or Dead Channel Duo on YouTube. So, man, that's going to be it for me. Like if you enjoyed the video. So that's going to be it for me. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and join the Goon Squad. And I am out. Deuce.
We'll